Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome, welcome. This is it. This is the finale of the Christmas Smash. If you haven't seen the prior videos, I'll try and link down below, but it's been Smash That Small Pad for a couple months. What it started with, where did it start? It started with cards, I think. I made a bunch of partials. Card fronts, I got them ready. I didn't put the sentiments on them. They all kind of had the same look. You know, sometimes in a day your cards look similar. You're in a certain mood. They were pretty clean style. Then I made a bunch of ephemera, which I showed you in a different video. Today I have more cards, more ephemera. The only thing I changed on either one of these books, and there are videos about these books also, is in the back, I put a green envelope in each one with some ephemera pieces in it. So they have a stash, and I thought that green envelope was fun with the colors in it. Plus I had green envelopes. So we're not gonna look at the books. In the prior video, I had 2 pieces of paper set aside that I was going to use to die cut sentiments, and I had them in an envelope and it said sentiments. I took them out and I used them all up and really didn't focus on sentiments, which is the thing I do sometimes when I'm having fun. Those papers were this striped one right here. I didn't remember till later. Oops, I wanted that. So I made this Season's Greetings card. I was using those ephemera pieces, so I cut that down a little, and then my die cutting is wild because it's on pattern. You can read it, but it's a little messy looking. And this is busy because it was a border strip in the paper. So you have a lot of layers and a lot of patterns. This one kind of the same, Season's Greetings. I've matted the ephemera for the truck. And then this is a layer where I cut the triangle busy paper and layered it over the polka dots. And then there's the piece right there. And I didn't think to die cut out of it that I wanted for the back. I didn't really have anything I wanted to die cut today, but I'm sure when I go to finish these other cards, I'm going to want something like that. That's okay. I'm sure that I have more authentic vintage look in my stash. Something will mix with it. This one, I didn't lose the cover. This is Rejoice in the 8x8. And I put the rest of the 12x12 back in the Christmas box because we weren't really trying to use it. And I just used what I needed to finish the books. So I did one card. Here's another. They're very busy, but when they go on a solid that one's long, maybe not. When they go on a solid card base, it will tone them down a little. You could put them on red or green or cream. Might even use white because that's what I have a lot of. I like this one. Joy, 'tis the season to be jolly. The joys I had cut. Maybe one day I was playing or maybe in some other video. You know, we make a lot of stuff around here. This is layers of paper. Not sure you can tell in the video. Here we go. A little punch out ephemera piece that said wonder, and then the birds. Some of these I rounded the corners and inked the edges. Some of them I left square and or inked. I don't have a preference. I like it pretty much all the ways. I think on vintage, I probably have a tendency to round more. Some people are anti-rounding. Where do you stand on that? I don't know. And I always figure, like, if I want to round the corners on this before I put it on the base or ink it, I can. On a card, I don't think it so much matters. In ephemera, I might tie it into the rest of the book by doing that. But where do you stand? Rounded or not? Okay, here's another one. So this is one piece of paper, then we have a strip, and then this is the scrap right here, and then we have a strip and the truck has a little ephemera celebrate piece on it. I think that's cute. I'm a sucker for the trucks too. Okay, I already showed you that one. Okay, so those are the cards that I made this time, and I'm going to tuck them in the backs of this and put this away just like I planned. These are pretty much finished, which is a different approach than I took on these, but I'm not going to put them on the card bases just yet because A, I'd have to make the card bases, and they'll store smaller without it because I use 100 pound, so 2 layers of 100 pound for all these. I just figure I don't need that much in my Christmas, but I should make myself a note in the calendar for like October to start making some card bases big time. Okay, then we had some pieces here that I thought, oh, I want to use. This paper I really liked. I thought it was cute, so I just made these foldovers to put in a pocket. This one I was using up scraps, so I have a pocket with a pocket, and I rounded the edges here, and then I could notch it when I put it on the page. I'm not sure which way it goes yet. There is a bird right here, but the bird might get covered up. Lots of times I add ephemera or whatever I'm using a lot of in the journal. So say I did a bird Christmas journal, which I haven't, but I'm not against it. I might want this bird to show, or I might turn it this way and put some sort of bird ephemera that I have right here. So it just depends on how I tie it into the page. Here's super cute, goes anywhere. This one, didn't use the rest of the numbers. They had chocolate or something on them. This one's a pocket and cute as can be. And I like the contrast. I ended up with a lot of the same color tones, green and not a mix of saturated or unsaturated. So it was nice to bring in some of that ephemera with the other colors. What I have found is when I get down to the end, very often I have the same types of paper. Here's another example. The same background color, busy pattern, they don't go well together. So I have resisted the urge to just smash all the way to the end, and I stop myself. And I don't mix those papers. Okay, here we have, I'm imagining this, maybe it gets rounded edges. The back is not attractive to me, so it would definitely be a pocket on a page. Maybe it's glued at the top and the bottom and it's a side pocket. Maybe it's glued this way and it's a top pocket. A lot of options, and we could still decorate it quite a bit, maybe with some sentiments or something here. Christmas is love with lots of sugar sprinkled on top. This one, I glued them down. They're not pockets. I did ink the edges a tiny bit. Don't know if that shows. Again, we could round these. We could do all sorts of things. And the back, we can't write on. This one, I had some random scraps. So, you just see where the day takes you. So I had a piece of this and then a piece of the stripe that I should have saved for die cutting. And then this was exactly this size already. So I put 2 pieces of ephemera in here and here. And again, we could round the edges on the ephemera and this and ink the whole thing if we wanted to tie it into a book that it didn't quite go with. Not that I'm that matchy when I put together a journal. I just go for it and have fun. Here I had another one of those Joy die cuts, and so I put it on this page. I might have liked it flipped the other way, red, cream layer, then red, but it was already cut and it was cute. Okay, then I had some papers. I just couldn't, this holly one, I just couldn't make you a card with it. I don't know, I just didn't love it. But it's kind of a cute envelope. Thank you, Twyla. I used my EK tools with the yellow triangle in the back. I have permanently marked, it is mine, I get to. Right here, these are the 2 lines that you use for making an A2 envelope. And you just take your paper and you put the corner there and you choo-choo. I like that way, okay? It works out for me. The punch boards, I once made a video about how to use a punch board because my friend Noni needed help. And when I made the punch board, when the coffee was brewing early in the morning, I used a punch board. Not the same one I made the video for, so maybe that was part of my problem. And I ended up with a very cute square envelope. Very cute. Not A2. Not going to work. These, it's great, and I can put it in a junk journal. Don't get me wrong. These, I was imagining this. Think about this with like a green label or a red label, and you mail your Christmas card in it. It would be crazy cute. And this one, Twyla was right again. I made this one first, and then I laid my paper on it and thought about, okay, as long as my reindeer are right side up on the front, I'm okay with that. So how would the paper have to lay? And then on the back, they're upside down, and the world won't end. But again, wouldn't they be cute? And so much fun to get in the mail instead of a white envelope. Envelope making is not hard. The first time you do it, you might be kind of stumped. And I have videos about it. You can just search crafting and relaxing envelope. But it is just so fun. And thin paper is better. This is kind of fancy paper to use. It's really a good way to dress up your cards. I don't always do it, but it is fun. If you don't want to make your envelopes, just remember to stamp on the envelopes before you address them and mail them and all that. I have a tiny bit over here. I bagged it up nicely. This is, oh, you can't really see. There you go. Ephemera and a tiny bird thing in a tiny bag, and then some scraps back there. And I put all the really tiny scraps that would likely go inside cards in there too, because when I put these together, I'm going to want to have a scrap of paper. If you don't have a scrap of paper, you can use a sticker. You can find a little tree or a Merry Christmas or a heart stamp, and you can stamp on the inside. That's another fun way to dress them up. So we are done with this. We are not doing Christmas next month. I was thinking for small pad, I really wanted to get to this Newton's Nook, A Dog's Life. But then I was thinking, are we going to do red, white, and blue? Because next month is May. And if you know me, I'll make July dailies or red, white, and blue journals, whatever you want to call them. And then, they're not done till August. So should we do like patriotic cards or journals? I don't know which way we're going here. You can comment specifically if you want to try one or the other. Or pets next month. Now keep in mind, I like red, white, and blue. If you're new here, I used to do July dailies. I had a rough July and stopped doing them, but I don't know. Maybe this is my year. Maybe I'm back in the game. July is kind of fun to journal every day like you do in December, because a lot of us have, especially if you live in the US, you have certain friends you barbecue with or certain trips you go on. It's a very active time for vacations. So is August, but it doesn't have, the big holiday in it. You see people, you do things, it's summery. You journal about different things than you would in a December daily. And I am not good at journaling daily. So what do you think? Should we go red, white, and blue, or should we go pets? Either way, we're probably going to be in that category for like 2 months. I don't know for sure, just because we have so much fun stuff to play with. This was the first time, I think, that I got out. I started with a 6x6, and then I added an 8x8 of the same brand and just kept going. You can absolutely do that, especially if you have like Echo Parks, florals. This time of year, you're working with a lot of florals. Lots of times you can just add them and mix. What I would resist the urge to do is make what we call skeleton pads, where you just open up the pad and then you take out all your favorites and then you shove it back in the cupboard. Either donate it. It's okay to take out what you want and donate it. My friend does that, Andrea, all the time. Or commit to using it all the way through so that, you just have a little bit of scraps at the end, not 2 big piles of scraps. But if your papers go together, just keep working through, because then you've mixed in new ones when you maybe end up with 2 that just don't go together and the colors are great, but there's not a saturation difference and you'll be dizzy if you do that. Maybe we'll do red, white, and blue that way. Maybe we'll do pets. I only have 1 small pad though of pets, right? So we probably couldn't do multiple months, because I used, when Kathleen sent me that cute one, I used it right away, didn't I? I think so. Let me know, red, white, and blue or pets. And are you doing Christmas? Like, do you wait till December? Where are you on that? I have never done, I wanted to one year. I just didn't get there because of red, white, and blue. I've never done like Christmas in July, because, once you get it out, it takes over the room. Go check out Bourbon Creek Crafts in the link down below. This small pad collaboration is her idea, so go see what Beth made this month. Come back and see us again next month on the 30th for this challenge. Bye-bye.